Merry Christmas Eve, happy holidays, and welcome to the Piper Harlow Show. Thank you for spending your holiday with us, and we hope you enjoy the festivities we have planned. Our first guest, Robert Peterpaul, is the host of an amazing podcast called The Art of Kindness, and you have probably seen him on Sitting in Bars with Cake. Next, we are excited to introduce American Liberty Ballet student Adalyn Babic. She is a talented young dancer starring in their parody of the Nutcracker. Then we have a special guest. I will be narrating ALB's super cute version of the Nutcracker. Welcome to New York, sweetie. So get out your wrapping paper, get that fire going, and let's celebrate. Please welcome the multi-talented and kind-hearted Robert Peterpaul. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. You have had such a stellar career in theater. You've done Newsies, Jersey Boys, Beauty and the Beast. Which one, as the artist, has meant the most to you?
Oh, that's such a good question. I'm thankful for any job at the end of the day.
Of course.
We need a gig. But I think they all are special to me for different reasons. I'm from Jersey, so Jersey Boys felt like it was a long time coming.
Yes.
And then Beauty and the Beast, actually, when I was little, I think that was one of my first Broadway shows that my nanny took me to.
That's so special.
Yeah, so it became really special to us. And then when I was a kid, I booked the tour, so I had that relationship with it. And then as I got older, it was really special to just jump in and play this crazy character, LeFou. So yeah, I love a Disney show. Listen,
who doesn't love a good Disney
guy.
show?
Yeah,
of
the
course.
magic. Come on.
Of course, I have my princess crown on today.
Yeah, you are sparkling. You bring in the Disney magic.
Thank you. I'm trying to bring. This is our Christmas show today, so I'm just trying to.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Thank you. So you talk about your recent screen work as well. Sitting in Bars with Cake has been very successful, and you really get to host and interview a ton of celebrities. So what is your favorite part of that to do? I know it's a tough question.
My favorite part, yes. So I have a podcast called The Art of Kindness, which has been so much fun and just such a joy because they're really positive conversations. I think my favorite part are the conversations. Connecting with other people is so much fun. And, I've had on some people that we look up to that you might not think are human just like us. But
I really do love your podcast, The Art of Kindness. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to have you come on the show. Can you just tell our audience what the show really is about, what it focuses on?
Well, first of all, thank you so much. I appreciate you listening and you saying that.
Of course.
It's been such a wonderful, positive journey. The show focuses on people in the entertainment industry and the arts, such as yourself, who kind of use their platform to give back and make the world better. Mm-hmm. So we've had a diverse range of guests, from superstars like Meghan Trainor to Tony-winning performers like Stephanie J. Block to now Carol Burnett. And it's really fun just to see how kindness is so personal and different to every person. We, of course, have behind-the-scenes folks as well, costume designers, all different people under the sun. And we try and give listeners tangible kindness tips. So at the end of every episode, I ask people for a tangible kindness tip that someone could do and just every day make the world a bit brighter.
Can you give me a tip today? Can you give the audience a tip today?
Oh, a tip. Yes. Oh, this is perfect for the holidays. I would say one of my favorite tips is inspired by my nanny, my grandma. Shout out, hey nanny.
Hey nanny.
Hopefully she's watching. You better be. No, she definitely is. She, growing up, I used to get into her car or meet her at a restaurant or whatever when we were spending time together. She would always have these little pieces of paper, and at the top it would say Robert. Spoiler alert, that's my name. And then underneath there would be little topics like school play, or a movie title. And I thought it was kind of funny at first. I was like, what are these notes on our hangouts? And I quickly realized she was just so curious and wanted to make sure she really made me feel special, that she would kind of list a little cue card of things.
Aww.
And so I think that's a great kindness tip going into the holiday season. As you're going to holiday parties, as you're going to meet up with people, you don't have to physically write out a card, but on the way there, maybe think in your head every person you're going to see and try and have at least one question or one compliment for them. Because it really makes people feel special when you can go up to them and say, hey, I saw you started a talk show. Oh my goodness, tell me all about it. Or I love your sparkly top. It's bringing me all the Christmas vibes. It's just a nice way to sort of, do your little kindness homework, I would say.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a fantastic tip.
Oh, I'm glad. Try it.
I want to say one other thing real quick.
Yeah.
Since we're here, because it just reminded me of one of the videos I did a long time ago. But one thing maybe not to ask an actor is, what do you do for a real job?
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
You know where I'm going with that.
I do. I made a reel a while ago, speaking of Christmas for the holidays, and it was a spoof on actors going home for the holidays. And that was one of the questions that I do get sometimes. Are you able to support yourself? How are your little plays? You're like, I'm good. Are you?
Robert, thank you so much for coming here. It is such a pleasure. Everybody, be kind and stay tuned. We will be right back.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash? Then give us a try. You'll get the most money, and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
Call National Estate Jewelry Buyers at 732-257-4653 or visit us online at www.toppricesforgold.com.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash? Then give us a try. You'll get the most money, and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
And now, back to the Piper Harlow Show. So recently you just had your 100th episode, correct? With Carol Burnett.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, like tell me, how did you even handle that, talking to Carol Burnett?
I don't know. I blacked out. I'm like, did it happen? Yeah, she is such a legend. You know, I got so fortunate to have her as our 100th guest. I knew the 100th episode was coming up, and I wanted to do something really big and fun. And so I was just sending out pitches and really trying to think who would be great. And I couldn't have even dreamed of having her, you know? And I was so lucky to get even a minute of time with her. She was so lovely, everything you could ever dream of. And yeah, we had a great conversation that's now streaming. So
Yay.
Check it out.
Yay. Who are some of the other guests that you've had that were like, oh my gosh?
Yeah, you know, I've been so lucky. I think people really freak out over Meghan Trainor. She was a really fun one. She came on twice, and actually something kind of funny happened when I interviewed her the second time.
I want to know.
Well, I know you're similar because I've been here right before we started this interview, and you were blasting music, and I like to do that as well before my interviews to get me pumped up.
Yeah, you got to get in the mood, set the tone.
Yeah, so I thought, what better way to get pumped up for Meghan Trainor than to play Meghan Trainor music, you know? So I was like, hey, Google, play Meghan Trainor. And so, you know, it's blasting, whatever. And then the interview starts. It's over Zoom. It was during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited to even just get, you know, a little minute of her time. As you probably know, the more successful someone is, the less time you get with them. So
Yes.
It's precious time. So I'm sitting there interviewing her. I think I, again, blacked out. I was like, you know, I was just listening to your music. I said, hey, Google, play Meghan Trainor. And then because I said that, it triggered my Google to start blasting all about that bass. And so she's answering one of my questions. There was a little bit of a delay. And I mute myself, and I'm like, and then I'm like, hey, Google, stop. And I'm like, yep, Google. And Google's not stopping.
Oh, my gosh.
And, you know, again, we didn't have a lot of time. It was very precious for audio reasons because it's a podcast. So I'm like, Google. So finally, I'm just like, hey, Google, stop. And then I look back at the screen, and Meghan Trainor's staring at me like, with her beautiful eyes. I thought I had shut my camera off, but I didn't.
Oh, my gosh.
I looked like a psycho, probably.
Oh, my gosh. How
Yeah.
did she handle it?
She was so sweet. She was like, are you okay? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So I told her what happened. She was laughing.
And
she
that's-
thought I had a dog I was yelling at or something.
That is show business, guys. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
And that's show business, yeah.
Especially being in theater. I'm sure you're so used to having
Oh.
to do things on the spot because anything can happen.
I do. I love a good mishap. You know, you asked me about Beauty and the Beast before. I think one of the times I did that show, I've done it a few times, my nose was bleeding
Oh, no.
on stage. And I had to try and finagle that. I've cut myself on stage and bled. I've had, you know, there's all sorts of
All the
mishaps.
things, all the
weird
things.
audience reactions.
And
to
you do a
navigate.
lot of fun spoofs in your social media content.
Oh, I'm glad you think they're fun.
Yeah, that's how I
do a-
found you a long time ago.
I know. We
Yes.
connected on Instagram, I
Yes,
think, right?
on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do a lot of fun stuff on there too. It's always great to follow you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm just a weirdo.
Me
and
too.
yeah.
That's why we connect. Theater people, we're just a bunch of like it's a whole separate vibe. Like we're just a bunch of weirdos.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, I think being weird and embracing your inner goofball is the best. I mean, we're
Yes.
all weird at the end of the day, just for different reasons. It's kind of
Yes.
a spectrum.
I'm just not embarrassed by it.
Yeah, weirdly wonderful. I
To
think.
bust out into song and dance in public, no problem.
Come
anytime.
on, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, besides that, I know that you are such an amazing philanthropist. Can
Oh.
you please talk about the Thomas Peterpaul Foundation?
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, so I wear this bracelet in my brother's honor. It says "Inspire a Smile." We made these for him and for our foundation, but I guess to give you the the context of it all. Growing up, my brother was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 9.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, and he had a 2-year battle, and through that, I was just telling someone I saw so much acts of kindness. I think that's part of the reason I started my podcast, The Art of Kindness, because we were in this extreme situation, and it was really the people, bringing us meals, the people that would stay with us when my brother was in the hospital, the different movie stars like Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone himself wrote to my brother because he loved him. Those acts of kindness really got us through. So then when he passed away after his 2-year battle, it was just so important that we kept that community around us. And so, yeah, he did pass away. We made a foundation in his honor called the Thomas Peterpaul Foundation. I can't even say my own name. And we tried to make it a little bit different because a lot of foundations, there's so many wonderful ones, but we wanted to do something a bit more specific. And so we started actually giving money to different families to do specific things. So we would pay for a babysitter to sit with, a child who was in the hospital who didn't have their mom with them because she's a single mom working at the diner. We would pay for transportation so they could get to the hospital. Very specific things. So while it is for, cancer research and to help kids and their families going through cancer, we try and just add that, specific layer. So it's been a wonderful thing. Yeah.
And where can people go to find out more about that?
ThomasPeterpaulFoundation.com or .org. We've slowed down in recent years because my family was really the board, and as you can imagine, it got a little bit hard for them to keep reliving these experiences. But we still help, I would say 1 to 2 families a year, and yeah, it's been kind of a silver lining, I would say. But the really exciting thing was we got to go to our nation's capital, and I got to speak before Congress somehow and tell my brother's story. And through that, we were able to help get this new T-cell therapy treatment passed that was recently FDA approved. And they believe that they'll be able to eventually pretty much heal everything with that.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, I know. Yes. Heal it all. So, yeah, we've had a lot of, I guess, positive things come out of a terrible experience.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I'm sure that your brother is looking down and thanking you for all of that as well.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say.
On a fun note now.
Yes.
Are you ready for a Fast 5?
I'm ready for a Fast 5.
Okay, let's have a holiday Fast 5 with our Christmas.
Oh, my God.
Red or green?
Oh, green.
Favorite holiday food?
Stuffing.
Stuffing. Dancer or prancer?
I'm a dancer.
Favorite way to spend the holiday?
Cozied up by the fire, eating food and cookies and hot chocolate.
Sing your favorite Christmas song.
Singing my favorite Christmas song? Oh my goodness, what's my favorite Christmas song? Dolly Parton just came up with a new, I wanna cuddle up and cozy down with you. Wrap my arms around you. Something, 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 I don't even know the words. I do like Mariah Carey too. Oh, okay, bye. Ho, no.
Robert, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you.
I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, and please stay tuned. We will be right back with American Liberty Ballet.
Happy holidays.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash and give us a try. You'll get the most money and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
Call National Estate Jewelry Buyers at 732-257-4653 or visit us online at www.toppricesforgold.com.
Diamonds and watches and coins we buy. Need extra cash and give us a try. You'll get the most money and that's not a lie. We're in East Brunswick, so come and say hi.
And now, back to the Piper Harlow Show. I am so excited to welcome everybody to meet Adalyn Babic. She is one of the dancers at American Liberty Ballet, and she is featured in the Nutcracker this season. Thank you so much for coming in today and taking time out of your crazy dance schedule. Tell everybody, how long have you been dancing?
5 years at
American
Liberty Ballet.
5 years at ALB. That's amazing. And what do you like the best about dancing at ALB?
I like performing the most.
You like performing?
Yes.
What is your favorite dance move when you're warming up?
Dance move when I'm warming up? Like just jumps.
Jumps?
Yeah.
Oh, I always found those so hard. You were fantastic. I wish I could jump high. So I understand that you are playing Fritz in Nutcracker this year.
Yes.
And that's really interesting because there really hasn't been a female Fritz before, right? So how do you feel about that? What's it feel like to take on a role as a female?
I really like doing the role. It's really fun and you have a lot of freedom with like how you can act. And every year it's like different with all the different people that play the role, so you really have a lot of fun doing it.
You have fun. That's awesome. So I understand that you were just in the YAGP and you scored in the 90th percentile, like a score of 90. That's amazing. How did it feel to do that? Tell me about your experience.
It was really fun going to the competition because I've never been to a dancing competition before.
That was your first one, and you
Yes.
scored in the 90s.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Because everyone there was really nice, and it was really fun taking the class before, and it was just really fun being in the space. Yeah.
That's amazing. So what is your dream role? I guess you want to be a dancer for a long time. Is that your goal?
Yes.
So what is your dream role if you could pick any role to dance in?
I would probably pick Giselle.
Giselle. I think that I know somebody at American Liberty Ballet I can put in a good word for you. Addie, thank you so much for being here, and stay tuned for a performance. Hi guys, I want to welcome you to the DIY PR behind the scenes blueprint, teaching you all the secrets you need to learn how to do PR for yourself. Pre-register today for the DIY course by going to piperharlow.com under the Work With Us tab. And now, back to the Piper Harlow Show. As a special holiday gift from the Piper Harlow Show to you, I present a narration and performance of the Nutcracker by the American Liberty Ballet. Once upon a time, perhaps a year ago, or maybe a year from now, or maybe it was yesterday, I don't know, I'm really bad at keeping track of time. There were two sisters named Fritz and Clara who lived in California, and they just did not get along. Their mom was so sick of their fighting that she decided to send them to New York City to visit their grandparents. Clara was very excited about the trip, but Fritz, well, not so much. Their grandparents also lived with Uncle Drosselmeyer, and all three, shall we say, were eccentric. Drosselmeyer was trying to figure out what to get the girls for Christmas, but after hearing about the trouble they had been causing, he decided on giving Clara a magical Nutcracker doll. And that doll would take them from New York City so that they soon wouldn't forget a magical trip. The girls' adventure starts out at the airport, where their behavior is frowned upon by the sassy flight attendants. But once the plane takes off through the clouds, the real mystery begins. Fritz's pet rat, sick of being a pet rat and living in Fritz's pocket, turns into a giant rat queen and tries to commandeer their plane during a swirly, twirly snowstorm. Luckily, the magical Drosselmeyer is here to stop her and lands this plane safely in Central Park. The Rat Queen gathers a gaggle of New York City sewer rats and pursues the recently landed travelers in an angry battle. The flight attendants and Nutcracker are about to lose when Clara comes to the rescue. But do you really think the Rat Queen is ready to give up on her revenge against Fritz? No way! And with her tendency to wander off, sure enough, as everybody begins exploring Central Park, Fritz gets kidnapped by the Rat Queen. I sure hope somebody can help Clara and the Nutcracker to find her. Oh look, it's the Sugar Plum Fairy. She should be able to help. The Nutcracker and Clara set off to scour the city for poor Fritz. Along their way, they look to find the citizens of New York to aid them in their search. They tried a subway performer and a traffic officer, but no luck. Wait a minute. Maybe Clara can't find Fritz, but I think we can see them. Where do you think they're up to? Clara and the Nutcracker must be exhausted. Now they have been all over the city, from that vegan cupcake shop all the way down to Wall Street. They must have tried everywhere, except a very special jewelry store. Never been there? No? Oh, you must. What a relief when they see that sugar plum fairy again. She lets them know that she has found the Rat Queen and Fritz, and they are all friends and now causing a ruckus all over the city. She leads the way to Fritz's rescue. After a pas de death, if you will, friendship, family, and a whole bunch of presents melt the Rat Queen's heart. Clara and Fritz remember how they love each other and they decide to try to be friendly, at least some of the time. And everything went back to normal. Or did it? Thank you to everyone joining us from home for this special holiday edition of the Piper Harlow Show. If you have an idea, a business, or a product that you would like us to feature, then please don't hesitate to email bookings@thepiperharlowshow.com. Follow us on social media and don't miss next week's episode. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas from all of us at the Piper Harlow Show, and remember, be seen, be heard, and always be fearless. If you would like to see the American Liberty Ballet perform live in a parody of the Nutcracker, welcome to New York, sweetie, January 6th and 7th at the theater at St. Jean's in New York City, please take a picture of the QR code or go to AmericanLibertyBallet.com and get your tickets today.